Ejapa Pachobrem.
Kwame.
Murder.
In your num NDC for Utum Warrior Cocoa farmers when him no catch on the wall. Morocco don't know what I say. Was on 3,600 and only 2,500. There at the 2,500 at Dukoguma. Butuma Tanzamo more some 2,000, 3,600.
Then yes.
Now, what text message second can don't know I don't worry the margin.
Benja.
Was on there 2 days ago. I made a point on TV3. There was a value of 2,500 cities in there, or you're higher than 3,600. Why there is Excellency the President nor any ministers in now wanted to one pay to reflect the so-called appreciation of the city and the so-called value in the lower city component or provide relative to what they are earning today. Why the way increase public sector wages by a certain percentage, the way reduce the minimum to reflect the so-called gains now in the economy as a result of the so-called prudent economic management we're rolling out. It's a one somewhere working in it's all really smoke screen. Mente who no opera or two was in Grofo Unenium. Also, syndicated loan on the basis for setting the price. Is that what you suggested?
That what?
That loan ekwakejen na ede order eduko etonu koko edeman krofo akajibu safe you want.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Understood you to be saying.
No,
because I would have been surprised.
Because setting the price and it's based on the FOB.
FOB it's based on what?
It's on board.
You see, want to confuse Obi or Kroma.
Send a set price.
Cocoa price is determined by the futures market. And because of the disruption in the Middle East, Echo Brent crude website acquired Brent crude prices today is fluctuating. Into what usually happens.
It went to
over
84.
The years.
What's about 81?
I say.
I'll call 84. What's about 81?
Well, and I pay number hover between 83 and 82. But of course, by close of day.
By close of okay.
Now, Kwame, you've taken.
It's not let's say Brent crude. I want to call Brent crude.
No, but the check number, but some
commodities pricing.
So explaining for West Sales.
Thank you very much.
Want to explain for West Sales?
That's how you set the price is determined by Cocoa Board. What share the trend of market now. One negotiate the look. Yes, share production forecast and price movement now. If you there yet on the cocoa at a certain price, you be your home fason. And see yakogum na yako negotiate price cocoa no ye ready ya button. And see cocoa yaba ton ebia next year. You negotiating this year. And ya time no sa ya supply cocoa no fear na kawo nti say price no move mpo from what it is today okosoro anaw before ya locking the price no already.
That's the forward sale.
Nti I was bringing in the crude price to make the point there. Crude what ton last month I want supply regardless of the impact of the war in Ukraine, and it doesn't affect the price when the crude is going to be delivered next month. Or a futures market no determine this pricing. Cocoa Board at all times no will determine. And so, why share historical analysis in the trends na yet develop a certain formula? Yet they set cocoa price, farm gate price to the farmer at the beginning of the cocoa season. Correct? You set the price for the season, sir. Consistently over the years, price or you fixed throughout the season. Season cocoa price at the global market or fluctuate. Otum kosur na wabefo. Yeni anum NDC for war position. Kwame, before even I come, say price no okosura, we make a gain. Price no performer, we make a loss.
Yeah.
But your balance now, we are still able to maintain the price as I'm a cocoa farmer no. I are setting at the beginning of the season no, for the entire season. And see, say asset to FOB price based on which asset to farm gate price at 6,500 per metric ton. Now within the season, no, one rise to 12,000. You make a gain. Within the season, also, or drop it to 2,500. You make a loss. But because price don't yet fixed, or tomorrow rise, no, or drop, no, you are able to manage and still pay the farmer the price that you fixed right from the beginning through to the end. In fact, say one season in po, and you more money, price no cost more rather than dropper. Your gain is significantly higher into the following season. If surprise fluctuation in the bar, you are still able to manage it to pay the farm gate price throughout. That has been the history. Coming true of us. But you know end this for politics in tea. When you look no, they know.
But what's the one so politics in tea? What's one am cocoa food?
Mama Kapna Peter Otukuno NPP.
Was word to Anya Kofu.
It was where then
also
how is it not the other way around?
What's what walk up?
I want summer walker check cocoa farmers in NPP for so way to Anamora watching much cocoa farmers there. That's really the situation. Kwam.
Where there?
Yeah. They know the truth too. That cocoa farming or ye juma or ye
Papa.
Abandon them purely for one reason: to protect the cocoa farmer. It's the aggregate cocoa need now across the country. Now you set up border, one manage, and one negotiate the sale of the product external. Now throughout the year, with your cocoa farmer, no, the season price was set from the beginning of the season, so that at least one livelihood can be sustained.
The one sitting.
One asset now. That's all. That is the sole purpose of cocoa board. Sometimes they make huge gains over and above the FOB price based on which I want to set it. Farm gate price no. Sometimes they make a loss because the price will come down. But because of the gain and loss that they make and the management intermediary roller cocoa board play no time in history except 2026 and the cocoa prices mid-season has had to be reduced. No time in history. And you sit here and you think this is a matter for politics? Chairman,
where there?
So now they are
it's unbelievable. They are policies. These are matters of fact. It is the reality of the cocoa farmer. In fact, Kwame,
Where?
Yahtzee,
So then?
what the LBCs have said that look, based on the cocoa season price, they've gone ahead to buy the cocoa from cocoa farmers at that price. If won't supply cocoa from Brown.
Into our cocoa.
How do you manage it? And you think it's NPP issue? I don't know.
No, your MPP show us where then cocoa.
No, but it's a national matter, and as a responsible political party, we ought to amplify its naked band there. After all, it's at 90% of the cocoa already. Kwame, Teo.
Me too, 90% of the
It's at
cocoa.
90% of the cocoa already. So you can't cushion the cocoa farmer for the 10% that is left for the season. Gains may make it when the cocoa price got to 12,000. The miscan wine.
Now, I did share them time or 20.
So let them come and tell us that they didn't sell any cocoa for 12,000. One back and share. Then they are quick to go on the cocoa board. The cow. Now what has cocoa board the cow got to do with anything? Sika yaton cocoa biano. A set aside farm and niska. And I'm a cocoa board so one niska. In fact, some actually go into the consolidated fund. True or false?
I believe true.
Inti cocoa board wonska wonyano. Ma what has that got to do with how much goes to the farmer? What has that got to do with anything? Cocoa board make 30 million or 300 million or 1 billion. And I must make roads to cover the entire country. Now they make 1 billion or say they scheme in the piano with the roads no over 40 years. What has that got to do with the price that you have to give to the farmer? Because it's not as if to say sika what on cocoa when you know cocoa board would be more pay na mo bakana would to your farmer na cow. That's not how it works.
Because we your farmer area.
Thank you. Why the GRA? What did the taxes? Yen taxes no nyam open the audio. No. What portion of the tax that goes to administer the Ghana Revenue Authority were operations? Scan Kenny no consolidated fund to pay for other public services. So how do we even mix the two? They use it as a politics.
Oh,
see, I'm 2 minutes. Okay,
maybe 1 minute.
How do we even mix the two? Look, there be a maka and some P they were able to be politics. But when it comes to Nkofu one assets name, already the level of poverty is high. It's high. And so it's important that's an objective urban to set up a board that ensures that where you kwafo one assets name no can call yaboban. We cannot joke with it and turn around and say that because CD will appreciate and suffer. It doesn't work that way.
Marty,
you.
It's your best one here, Kwame, if really the cocoa gives Ghana so much money and there's been a reduction on the market, the least government could have done is to pay the agreed price and add it to our national debt. As in Yako, and you better sound.
Kwame, answer never Korewa. Yeah. Another quick one answer story. Walker. Cocoa value chain. It's in the region of some 100 or so odd billion. Right? We get only about 3-4 billion.
Together with Cote d'Ivoire, we're at about 12
billion.
About.
Okay. In the SABO process, cocoa no 50% waha. What it means is that you are telling the cocoa farmer there, rather than 12, you pay $50 billion. Right? So how much are we going to pay them? So why are we using FOB price and saying that you're more than 70% of FOB price? Because this year, pricing dynamics don't have to change to reflect the extent of the value chain or the value addition. Essay ever pass law.
Yeah, but we've
to
not
so there are actually telling the cocoa farmer there. But what catch a cocoa farmer in there? Send the yacht so then you butter. Or send the China 6,500 about your 30,000 per bag. But that's the point.
Cocoa equaforno. I'm say I was say ye say omo bebre na ete nea ekoso no ase esen nea yen amanyofo ye beka ene nea yen amanyofo ye beye omo ete omo industry na se pa yi esen ye mu bebre na ya adwen se ye de beye amanyosem enunti question beside I'm not under any pressure at all because we understand we understand what the NPP for no we really understand them.
Just NPP for the territory.
I say a friend saying and omo kasa wo radio so mini chance radio MP our brim and rametin and almost every radio station or kasa so that be can say maintain say a friend saying koko kwafo na kasa asore say omo ba be kasa je say braka boaja kwakosra omo koko ase ana say a friend saying NPP chairman at the microphone akwa kutuoma no eso mo kasa ansa no makasa no sabe like I said all these things no a long journey say about 20 na yenu no MPP fo omne nam koku miase ene koku fo no etu nsa didi no mo e bon komo e kasa it's a long journey.
Are you saying say koku akuafo no omuni genuine case bia?
No, I mean say they understand the circumstances. Omo etiase yes. Because when you engage them, they will tell you, say, omo koko 6. Ebi kompo edi 9 months na yento. Na yento. And now they understand. Say benya Ghana nkwa na edua koko. They know what is happening. Ewo baby fofora omo edua koko no.
But yes, must say 2,500 better since 3,006.
Oh, in real terms. In real terms. Say sika nye it is what the money can do.
Okay.
And no any friend a real value of money. Economists for no. Sanomo can real value of money.
Okay.
Yes, it can able to me aye. Sa 2,500 and as I 3,100 was 3,600 no.
Yeah.
Now it crowd 2004.
2024.
2024. And then and now ultimate this 3,600 na eye. And then ukura 2,500 ubetimi this sika no aye sa de na kra na sa brosumpo then ultimate ka say eyepe. There's no way ubetimi ka say eyepe. And
I'm
at 2,500 no emu do saying 3,600.
na seven sika no a friend saying ye free dollar money as Sunday abasi this money amomo. O convert ene yes 2,500 this no eko ene ye dollar emudu no ya he na 2004 2024 no na o convert 3,600 no eko dollars na no so ya he
2024 na 3,001 no mo call 3,006
into 3,001. So that is even lesser. It is 3,100. Or they compare 2,500 and in dollars, 3,100 in dollars in 2024. Now, so those are some of the things. Omo kwafo na kasa it is a amanyofo ena ye pese ye amanyosemo a anka koku kwafo omo etiase. Omu enim se kuku ne bo no ekosora. Wow, they get it better. And nya wo hwe kuku said ye to kuku eton ewo ye mamu hase ya. Enu tina aban no se wo se ye the reforms ebam. If you say kind of say as a country no ye deviate as a country no ye deviate e kwanya ye faso eto koko ye koje besia eframa no ne ye de ba yes oh yin say afiwe ye bedua koko na ya te koko dodo sei eno nti sa koko dodo na ye bete no eno na ye ton a ye betime edi atua saa eka no eka saa na ye na ena ni swadi hu bi ba ye se eniema bi wo ho a ebeboa ma koko production na akosoro because baby bebre wo ho na edua koko ne ho ne ma ne ade koko akwafo wo no ma kwan nye ene ho ne ma ne ade ene ma adwemi ba ye se ye pe kwan ye be fa so de sika ne bi nso ede ayi akwan ene ho ne ma ne ade but over the period looks like concentration no ekọ hododo enunti as part of the reforms no aban aka say Enema the core functions of cocoa board.
Yeah.
Ma cocoa board enye sa nyama ni bio. Na cocoa board en concentrate ewo cocoa ne to ene ne ton. Na omo ehwe se abana efri cocoa ma apia aba no. Eye abapa oton amanone a ne bo no ebe wosro. Enuti it is part of the reforms I can wasem. Afen so bosi a yekoje no amanone ene hunsi hu na eduru baby besia ne ye da 2023 afe ye je besia ne kese oso yentimi nya kokoo no emfa nkonkutua beka ya somewhere 2022 2023 yekoje besia ese ye bema omokoko about over 800,000 tons. Now so cocoa yetimi produce here was just about 60% of it. It na eka ababa be shemu a aban no entimi entua because yakwaje besia no ya hye omobo omo a je besia no omo na hye omobo se ye beton cocoa no be 800 tons na dia amom afini duru ye no ye entimi anton sa cocoa no amfa amom ababa be ye eka shemu a translate throughout all the years eba be see afiwe.
Dr. Makebia ka say bo mo share ma mo bon to ase ye to abama mo ena ne amoma mo kan ne no ebabra na eno achi no nsu efitimra ye start do akoko do koko ye memo ha no weni ne edi kan a ya ti koko bo so amakuafo uso say
aban ebo sha o share aban are consistent.
Okay.
Aban are very consistent. Aban ese ye ma cocoa ukwani no less than 70% of FOB price. FOB price near then. Quite fast why your tongue and answer said your talk cocoa no ewo amanone no. Nyese eba ukwani ne ho no uchem oha ese emu aduoson eba ukwani ne ho na emu 30% no ye oha nchemu aduasa no eno ekọ ye dwumadi akoko board edi ene ho ne mane ade enu ti say, and that is why it was stated in a percentage. It is a world market price no ekọ from one a percentage ho asem na yeka. If you say nia aban hu ya ne say, and we are siasan aka ekra say ye e dia share emrem amana gina ho say de be ya bebo okuani no ho ban. Because nia hu ya say 50 bretenten utresi free 1992 a free 1992 na FOB price no nia de kwa for na be 28% from 92 and a buy ya Ebaba BC 2010 for the first time I hit 70%. And a peaky in 2011 72%. That's where I hit a year 1 million production mark no. It about be who you say the more uma ukweni no a higher percentage no a increase production no ema otimi a ton dodo e de ko amanone. But subsequently a sote about 68%, ebi wo 55%, ebi wo 80 ye sheda enni bibia e hye aban ne se okoton wa manone a e wo se percentage we e na wo de ma okuadi no enu ti de ka se ye betumi boost production na anya kra na so ma okuadi ni 70%, because from statistics na ehun se less than 70% na normally no smuggling ene ho ne ma ne ade ena manfo so ni incentives a omode bekodua cocoa no ene ho ne ma ne ade ntino ema unya sa production tons na wo hia no ite eno ye one major factor eno nti ena ye ka se ye be ma okwani ni 70% na dia him but 70% of said the year ton wo amanone
and only 25 no.
Yes,
it's even though say swat no it's 70% of the world price.
Exactly.
So that justifies what?
It you know and contradict said the worker say a friend saying nya aban eka ebre aye campaign no at that time no na said the at
that time okay 6,500 70%.
Because that 6,500 no was 70% of the FOB price at that time.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, you can check, you can cross check. Now 70%, 6,500 someone now you can. And yeah calculation no. Now 70% of the FOB price at that time.
Okay.
And we have always been consistent. It's a name you say in your NPP form. Me bra honorable Japan money at the say. And then okomo and also assign and combeton and omode ombetria kokoko for.
Momo answer.
Maintain say omaka bibia.
Momo answer.
Maintain so omaka bibia. Say do so me they count away no.
Pacho do so it NSC for because we should be some funny question you are. Or say if 2,500 cities is more valuable than 3,006, then all government appointees should reduce their salaries.
Thank you.
And then Tubo now whatever okay towards.
And I'm in yes I'm not
Oliver Pacho
it's minua nia ye kan say on nam kuku ekwa for so it is good as a what started a campaign and them. So that make can say, but it's a long journey.
Yeah.
Next year, you bet ton kuku ekwa no 70% a fata no nensa beka. A kosra a da 7 na beka. At the end of the day, you can reforms. You say no, besia ye kwama no ne ekobono. Say ye be bossa besia no within Ghana. A year domestic cocoa bonds, a be issue domestic cocoa bonds, a woman has see. Meaning bois in stabilizing cocoa prices now. Dema equafono. I feel so ya can't feasible as a ye cocoa ye turn raw at the core amano neno. And no nema value no so ever form because ukwenino enyaya. Na anka chocolate baku bia ye beton bia no ne share e was a chocolate no but ye ton ye kuku no raw aban aka as a matter of policy no o man kokwa ye beton any ade nyina na 50% was say ka emamu ha say ya ye de ebe process e wo mamu ha say na ya add value to it bigini say sane mani nyina the more you are adding value to cocoa no cocoa no value no ekosro no
yeah
and also eboa across the chain ema cocoa farmer no so benefit. I think these are new these are reforms yeah aban no ede ba ebeboa amaya bo kuku kwani no so ehon ebraye.
Yo, Dr. Oliver McKevo may now say, now this one from Nana Hesi Ojiri says, when the dollar was 15 cedis, a gallon of petrol was 14, inflation was 23%. Then President Akufo-Addo increased the bag of cocoa from 450 cedis to 3,100. Dr. Engineer Mark Oliver Kevo is saying, Abai Papa Abba, have they been fair to the farmers after the 6,500 promise? Oliver's dollar cedi conversion rate is not exactly what it should be. The farmers don't bring cedis to convert into dollars. The CMB brings dollars to convert it to cedis. And with the exchange rate, the farmer gets less in cedis. Kwame, what happened to the 10% reduction in CMB executive pay? Well, was it 10 or 20%? I think it was 20%. Chairman General, but tell Oliver, that NDC people are also visiting cocoa farmers in their farms. If truly the cocoa farmers are really happy with the cocoa reduction, ask him if the current USA, Israel, and Iran war will affect our Ghanaian economy. Alabama, aka Okonko. Kwame, I started class 1 in 1957. Bam. Oi. Be a killer. So I was then taught that 10 is bigger than 8. I'm now hearing that 3628 is less than 2005. All formula in maths has a name to it. Ask Oliver, what formula is he using today? Phillips,
a time value of money.
Okay.
a dollar yesterday is not the same as a dollar today. One is not equal to one in terms of real value of money.
I see.
At the time I hear said, the Minia Otukono, Nesenka long ago, and
Engagement with family.
of course. I do want to tell you. In fact, you penny, you can say what you
Just a boy in here.
because of your farming here. Me who know several times I know cocoa farms.
That's all no do cocoa.
Yes, because they are our farming here. But you see, the Omoya in the Senka price in it, you who said the ABC banner. Cocoa, you can say cocoa board chief executive and then directors. In our TSC firm, and all the cocoa growing areas. Any farmers engage.
A church.
I mean, you say the Kuya here, Eddie. And you are buying pay. Say, you are buying a music to see. And so the Albany. And coming in Sabi, Abama abiding at all. Nanchemunu Mabufu credit, a ba. If it's a Enchebia, and who's any business in Pieso. At the time, I now mutual more than even 3,000 Ghana cedis. No more catch as a price now at the time. No, at the same kind, so just this idea, buying it to 6,000 or 7,000 Ghana cedis. Yes, you him say, Minia, a messa, as one okay, 10,000. A call within just 2 days, been a pija call, a course, cocoa price, I say good. It's me call now,
actually, I call almost 13,000 in 1 day.
One day, but
so it fluctuated.
A court now, but a corner, but and near maybe why a dear man your sema. Me had a hammy because we a woman sem. I am conform and conform to be and qua. Any of my brabo and wants them any eka. On the other hand, Chairman, the must be a genuine the 2 more and could see you and say. Media na me we are Mr. Africa. Omanya yesi kasa magina so. Ye hu job creation. Omanya yesi kasa magina so. Sabe niema say just about 10% na aka. Ye ntimi nkushi e kan say farmers. Na ka say ne sma ye ka no. Na da ne ye da ye ho ana. Because elsewhere no who say omanya yesi kasa magina. The ya ne say eboa ma nyuma den eba. In fact me mentor me funny me agro just every day me tin home me brain me nya adwin but sana me tie Donald J Trump afi
we at me mentor
chama me ba me dey be asem so
ayo
and am say sika aba wo man ni mu ntino from independence time so je ni bia wo tia si bia no afi bronya we o ma obi esika
e woni mem
because this can a be by says a chem will be. In fact, for the first time, apart from some child benefit in unemployment benefit in was Simon Columbia could be account. A Columbia ya one US or US citizen be an be account a manner. Ya this secret to a Colana counting. So odi 18 years of a size canon. And like I say, economy ya can say a year. Economy a year now, ye 10 years yes anima at say na. But here in Ghana, your economy a year. Meanwhile, no, I mean, Sikana Matia Fish 1,038 Ghana cedi. How many bucks? And our car farmers, no, a cotton amount because if indeed some matter 90%, and some 10% here, 10%, no, times 1,030 Ghana cedi. And I got into me absorb. The beyond Chichiwa, Ebina, we can deal, we have Canada, no Canada, no can make a catch on Penny Mahama said. Dear, we you know, 1 year, Yaman can say no, baby go by any mercy. Maybe who wire so the chief executive is still around, meaning the India.
Ali.
Oh, come on. We be a Sabio, young fat, a man yourself, and as on my sem, and your name for. Any mini massive but this time or call your check.
And never solve a problem.
Oh, I'm telling you, I best solve a problem.
Baby, I best solve a problem.
Baby, okay. Me sure you need to call farmers here. Now me sure say they are Brazil or no more de casa. Now in Chichimo or their mom, you could see from their faces that even a buffo crab acrana accommodating a coffin. I thought I answered the more. Answered the door.
Moi c'est patron penchechem.
I am in charge. I am the boss. Because me tia papa bi a wodi be almost 80 something. And I say the aban ade a waye nka ono onya de ben. Ogidi say aban no say bo no kosora. Aban ne betum. Even for the first time. And they nya say ye mra. Say bi aban bi abakra na say bi okoko no boko from e kosoro. Untimi fa on side enka. Aban say oye 70%. And even more crampo no. So we hear in the current price a world market now buying si about 90% na buying so otua den e dey ama farmers enti se kan chechemu no koyiye pa ne farmers engagement come sure say on be nya nti ase de ntia e bia enti so eba na sa aban kura kushi hom kura na aban sa aban kura ka che hom enka in the relative forms no me tua 2800 because of born e wo say amanone born nti
yeah.
Nanso so enam sɛdeɛ mo adwuma yɛ tie na ɔman yi a mo si boa yɛ na mo man fapem dodo no so gyina kokoo so ntino me aban ɛne ɔman ya fa to yɛ ho so sɛ saa 1038 Ghana cedi no aban betua mo and even government crab betima promise o mo say okay for now aban ni sika
yeah
yɛde be ma mo all the farmers are we are affected by these you can say cut no yɛtie free mo so no yen yo bia din ne lese den ento ho onyame ya adoma
the next season
the next season no e be kushi obia sama wen kasa me na obiem because they are not
into patch say kasade na beboa
o say
kasade na beboa
they are not even asking for more koko farm bia no wabeka say say mutua 3100 the last time mutua 4000 koko farm bia nkasa what they are saying is say omu bi da and indeed no cross so say ye tibuo so anye 100 cities anye 200 cities 1038 Ghana cedi. But 1038 Ghana cedi, we be say I buy phone so na. Me think I buy phone so.
Say can say I buy phone so purchase and ka forest sales then man can ban sir.
One can go take that decision no.
Cocoa board.
Now when head of cocoa board.
I don't know personalize yourself.
No, some way na kan but one o.
Because who start here sir? Who person I say
no.
Only su boni pa ba ko.
Chama me ni asa yeti ha sisi e. Una oye uti steer ni mo. O moderate show yi.
Yeah.
Sabi ma no pa na me kan bibi na wan twe ma adwen so. Amma ntwe ansan ya. Ye ba cho ye mblemu na ya okese. Ali se mblemu na ya okese. Na ya okese. Una na chama ni ho a wotire mu. Chama tena se ma Charles kan bibi a enya o ma na ntwe ansan no. Ade ntina wan kokwa ma ayi. Chama I say what be that? For sale that's why ye kan. Pa cho o man pani Mahama na se go ya na.
Cocoa board no.
I didn't know what do be then akotena cocoa board. When problem ya won na ye NPP and NDC the same thing on way. Ye ba aban mu a. Na ye obi a wo obi a firi ho. But what I mean tell me say obi a why adwuma 30 years. Wa rise aban director. Can you say so your political party bi nipa na? Because 30 years here eden aban aba ama aban aden akọ. Me ti say obi o CMC. Ye yi ne cocoa clinic. So on kwani ho se on koye de ben wo ho de na on kopɛ wo ho ye mo be free headquarters a ne ye de ne call district wonim hwe onim adwuma wo kwakoye ne ye de ne call because party fofora ba se ye ma ye hwe nkrofo wonim nkrofo no hwan ne ye Ghana ni who is more Ghanaian than the other be nkrofo so eba krum na mo krum hwe den ekurakurase meanwhile obi an adwuma wo ye hwe den hey different. Di yenya manyosem amfiri yen oman asem mu a ne antia se ye som oman yen som amanyukuo chairman oman yewura randiabe owo cocoa board
yeah
se onye NDC no adwuma na oyo oye oman adwuma nti na me wo kwan se me kan de me eye oman ba enkoye mitimi twena dwen de esiso enti se ya anya ne sa na aban ba na akwese party bi ena oni ekuro no nti de oped o de kuro be ya wo wie na so jai kuro no to na okọ na kuro na bokora na okọ ne ba wi en kan sa enye yi kuyayo enafam yen Africa ha se ye kuyayo no chairman wo hia obi na wo chia ne nsem se ya nyesa ne mema yo but wo hwe ne nsem a sabe o de twi gare kuro ye yi minima kwa bia na odo ne nsa to kuro ye da ha ya di nsuo timi gu ama sabe o de horo wani no chairman no bi ni nsem nsa na tua
tua
drama inside man nyina den asai ewu enti nananom ye papa nom ye nuanom bi for maybe 10 years 20 years 30 years ne juma wa ye gina ye kuayo na otiwrem most of the farmers no okoho a baby okra ka anko oba yinsen ohonest ye de ne beba hospital I say moto e na ye de ne tena so e de no kurum. Why are we doing this? Then na yes ah then tina o man ye yes ah then and so niam bi wo ha esia ye ka se ye pesika ye se ye benye bia ye benye sika ni bia ye se ye chairman me pa cho enkoko na ye se ye kofa dia ba no ye sika na ye de kwakota ba
enkoko de
nkete no ye sika foforo na ye de kwakota ba sika na me fi se ye nya nkoko ye okuru emu na se ye nya nkoko mo na ye jai import na ye de ba na se a ebeboa no me pa cho cocoa farmers cocoa institution no boa aboa o man Ghana ye betime tu o so kare ti to da bia mesra mo o wa ban musu ampani fo sa o yire onsema na yebum menu akebo chama we de onsema menu no o yire onsema na den yebum ne mani bo ho a yen chechemu e ya chopa ani ahobrasem ani ye de sre bia farmers so o man ne se ye ni sika dia aban hwe kwan papa oni on betime den akasa me de me fi se o man ne uska because when you say ye de hian san ye de fata ana ujai de oya onya dache and this aban wo sika odi ko ebi foforo bia na aban jai sai sika na otutua farmers ne ka eyeye just 10% of the cocoa beans e wo ho de me nya say e dose bia e boroso anti say na ade chie sen ye ka bia be ka bia cocoa esa ye ni bibia ka okuro mu me ba mi won sem bia me ba be ka me nim se cocoa no da so ho biem ba me ba e cocoa asan den asan aba
eno an hear me
ama chama say ye dimi skip on kokan bibi fufuro bia biem
adeka aka opeso ko Iran ana
o chama ye Iran asam me ade o ya asama me be kan ehia me pa na ekoma obi a wo man mu
me ta masumum
me de ka krebe ne soto akwanhia jinkwa jin nipa enkwa okuro mu na me hu di aban ye
yeah
se minya pesa ba mo
epede upon 12
se
and 11:30 pounds
me 11:30 but at this point I'm eating into coffee kumbe since time
chairman but you beyond cocoa no
yes
me sraban se me hu say ye prison exchange ye nipa akwaji dead body Israel and Palestine for them me hu bi so wo Ukraine and Russia war ye nipa akwaji dead body like I said dead body kura no o man bi wo ha omumfa eniagro omu cherish enipa wawu
yeah
so they want to give the person a befitting burial and then akai ku nipa okroyim sa na ya din ayen ka ho asa why every day bia we ko social media enipa 19 enipa 20 enipa 5 enipa 6 accident sa da ben ye betena si aso man last year nko enipa almost close about 2500 died out of accident na yen ka hwe hwe ma hu se me call kuma se me bai ma se hu se yen ma ko fa tomatoes minim share ho de tomatoes cars nda so den eko abra na anu adan kofo bi den akohwe omunkwa I am pleading with government owo ni ma manyuko owo nim de wo sika akwanhye nim de owa ene de otietia emre dru se wini akebo aban be me yesi nkonwa na yenya yedi nkoma hwe kwan ye betima fa so a driver for any passenger for any obi bia ye be hwe se accidents ahodo a koso akwanhye dodo a sisi bibrema adehye ahwe wo nkwa no